Ah, the untamed email inbox, the bane of the knowledge worker, simultaneously one of your most useful tools and the greatest cause of stress. So it's no surprise that we quite frequently get asked about ways to help get on top of the organization of your inbox. There's a few different methodologies and a few different things that Microsoft have put in place over the years to help. Quite a lot of it revolves around shuttling around anything, shuttling away anything that might be junk mail. So you've got your junk email folder that the most likely junk emails go into. Recent feature as well is the focused and other tabs on your main inbox, where other usually contains things like newsletters, mailouts, things that might not be the most conducive or attached to your work, things that Outlook has kind of gone, that's not that important, I'll filter that away there. So there's a couple of things being put in place by Microsoft themselves to help you clean this view. But there's other tools that can help as well. So usually when people start working on their email, one of the things they start doing is filing stuff away, which is one approach. So they might well build a whole folder structure, maybe based around their clients. So create a whole folder tree of folders named after a particular client or a particular function, whether it's finance or a project or whatever. And then they'll go through manually, just dragging things into folders, which is good. It starts getting you organized, but it's also quite time consuming as well. The clicking and the dragging. You can, of course, select multiple emails and drag them into a mailbox, and you can see the little total here is rattling up of unread emails in that box. You could just control all, select them all, and mark as unread, and the little number disappears. Mark as read, and all the little number disappears. So that's good. It gets you a bit cleaner, gets you a bit more organized, but maybe not the fastest way of doing it. What I tend to do is I organize things more around if I've got something to do with an email, like if I actually actively have to do something. So I usually make these couple of folders here where there's something's complete. I don't have to worry about it. It's just kind of filed away for later. I find the Outlook search function is really good these days for finding stuff, if it's to do with a particular client or whatever. That's why I've kind of adopted this thing of filing according to if I've got any actions to do on an email. So these are my four standard folders. If something's complete, I don't have to worry about it anymore, or didn't have to worry about it in the first place. If it's something I actively have to action, something I'm waiting on, or something is FYI, read that later, bit of an article to read or whatever, I'll chuck it in the read folder so I can come back to it later when I've got spare bit of time and read through anything that's been sent over to me to read. So, but you've still got the same issue here that you're just dragging and dropping stuff in. Like I said, that takes a bit of time, even if you're able to select several emails at the same time. So there's some other features built into Outlook as well that can help you speed up this filing. And another thing that can take up a bit of your time is if you're using Outlook as your to-do list. So say you do file everything in here that you need to do, and you're coming into Outlook to get access to it, or it's essentially your to-do box or to-do list, you're going to get continually interrupted by the next email that comes through and all the distractions that come with that. So I'm going to show you a quick way as well that you can get a list of the stuff that you've decided you need to action outside Outlook, so you don't have to be in here with all the distractions. So if we go to the quicker method of filing, this usually revolves around this section here. These are called quick steps, and it's where you can do more than one command on an email at a time. So instead of highlighting an email and dragging it over, or flagging an email to be followed up later and dragging it over to a folder, you can do many things at the same time and attach a hotkey stroke to it. So instead of scrolling around with the mouse, you just hit a key on your keyboard. So let's see how that works. First of all, I usually come into Manage Quick Steps, and then I delete all the stuff that's in there already, because I don't generally use the standard ones. But let's make one that will fill things into the complete and no action. So if we take a custom quick step, we'll call it no action. So it appears as a decent name up here if we do want to click through the menus. And the first action I wanted to do is mark an email as read. Also, for purposes that will become apparent later, I want it to clear the flags on a message. And I want it to move to a folder, and the folder I want it to move to is that complete no action. And the next thing I want to do is add a shortcut key. So you only get 9 of these. Control and Shift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The one I'm going to use for that one is Control, Shift, and 1. The reason I like to do that is because that's the one I will be pushing most often. That's that. This has got nothing to do with me. Oh, I've done that. That's awesome. So it goes into the complete no action folder. So that's our first rule completed. Now we'll make another one that isn't quite so good because it's got something to do with it. So this one I usually call today. And the reason I call it today is that I move it to the folder of action, but then I flag it as illustrating that I've got something to do with it. So flag message today, and then I put a shortcut key of that of Control Shift 2. So what that'll do is any email that I select and run that quick step on, I'll move it over to this action folder, flag it as to be done today, and move on to the next email. So next one that I usually use is tomorrow. Very similar to this one. I want it to move to folder, again in the action folder. This time I want it to flag it though as tomorrow. Shortcut 3. Next one I usually use is for this week. Again, move to folder, action, flag, this week. This does get a bit repetitive, but when you got it set up, it saves you a whole lot of time. Next week, you'll never guess what this one does. That's right. It's going to move it to the folder to action. It's going to flag it for next week. Of course, you can choose different timescales yourself for whatever you need, but these are the ones that I generally use. There's a couple of others I use as well. So next one is the custom one, which moves to folder. Sorry, got that one wrong. Wait, so this is a folder I usually use that I've sent something over to someone else, and I might need to follow it up. Add action. Still flag because it's something that I need to, possibly need to action. I usually flag it for this week, but also add a category to it so I know why it's there. So categorize the category. categorize the email, and usually I just rename it to follow up. Now there's two more that I usually use. So one is for read later. So this is for if something's sent over to me. Someone sent me a document to proofread, or an article to digest, and it's well, I want to read it, but I ain't got time right now. I'll just assign it over to a time that I can. So I'll usually move it to the read folder, but I won't actually set a task on it. It's just anything that's in that folder I know to read, and I can file it away appropriately afterwards. I do put a shortcut on it though, and the one I usually use for that is 7. And the last one, which is to arrange a meeting. There's a purpose that I use this. I don't usually flag. I will move it to a folder and I'll mark it as complete no action, because it's when a meeting's set up, that's in your calendar to then track, rather than to be tracked on a to-do list or whatever. But what I do is I set it to create a meeting with an attachment. I usually put that on shortcut 9. So we've built a load of rules there, and we'll do a bit of testing and make sure they work how we want them to work. So first one, let's have a look at that create a meeting one. So if I push Control Shift and 9, what that does is moves the email away, but also instantly opens up the arranging a meeting window. So I can add who I want in there, and the time or the date. As usual, I can use the scheduling assistant for finding space when there's time. All the usual tools, and I can just send that. So now there's an appointment set for working on whatever that email was to do with, and that email is added as an attachment in the meeting, so everyone knows what we're going to be talking about. So that's that one all done and dusted. The next one, and my happy shortcut, Control and Shift 1. So that's for anything I haven't actually got anything to do with. So now, instead of dragging down through these or deleting them, even though I want to keep them or whatever, if I just hold Shift, hold Control and Shift, and just hit 1 for anything that I want to go into the complete no action folder. As I'm going down here, obviously it's quick to filter them out. You can see they're all going in here and marked as red, so no distracting numbers next to them or whatever. If you come across something that you need something to do, it's like, ooh, yeah, I got to do something with that. I'll do that tomorrow though, so I'll Control Shift and 3. You can see that's been moved into the action folder and flagged as needing some work or getting scheduled for tomorrow. This one though, I finished with, so I'll just Control and Shift 1 that. So if we go back to the inbox, you can go down and just say, right, today, tomorrow, nothing to do with me. I'll do that this week, I'll do that next week. That's got nothing to do with me, nothing. Today, tomorrow, next week. Oh, we need a meeting for that one. And I need a meeting with the admin user again. Friday, that'll do. And it's going to be a Teams meeting. And send that. And there's a meeting all set up for that with the talk of the meeting on there. Carry on working on this list. Nothing to do. Do that today. Do that tomorrow. That's this week. That's next week. Nothing. Today, tomorrow, next week, and so forth. So you can just quickly go down here, and with each one that you're either saying nothing to do with me, or it's nothing to action is in there, or whether it's something to be actioned, and it's in here with the relevant flag. Now the flags are interesting or used for one particular thing, because like I said earlier, if you're in Outlook, next email appears and you're distracted by the next email. So sometimes using this folder alone as an action list isn't the most productive. So there's another application that Microsoft provides you with, which is called To Do. Now, one of the interesting things about To Do is in the settings, you can scroll down, connected apps. And To Do will show things that are allocated to you in Planner, or anything that you flagged in your email, which is nice, isn't it? So what you can do is you can close your Outlook and just work on your To-Do from or to-do list from To Do, and it automatically pulls through all those emails that you've just flagged there. So anything that you flagged either with today, or actually this is pulling things from other places as well, but tomorrow, all listed there for you. And the other thing is, it automatically populates anything that you've already set for today in the first little page there for my day. So hopefully you can come into work, go through your email box quickly, assign things, today, tomorrow, next week, whatever. Close down Outlook for a bit so you can concentrate on stuff, and come in here and you'll have everything that's been scheduled for today here. And that's whether you scheduled it today for today or yesterday for today and so forth. So it's a quick little scheme or a quick little layout of the emails that I generally use to try and help keep on top of things. Obviously, this isn't actually my inbox, because my inbox is all nice and tidy. This is just a test email box that I use. But yeah, hopefully that'll be of use to someone out there for the getting through the email box, tidying things up, and keeping yourself all abreast of what you should be working on at any given time. But whoa. That's only half the story, right? We've got the things to do in here. What happens when you do the stuff? So regardless of which view you're working on in To Do, if you just click the little tick next to it, it completes the task. Now, you get a lovely pleasant ding when you complete them, but obviously the place that you created the task from, it still exists there, right? So in Outlook, the email's still in your action folder. It's still flagged. Well, actually, it's not flagged. It's still in the action folder, but it's not flagged. As you can see, it's even been disappearing from the flagged section here. So I'm having a very productive day. I'm doing all this stuff. Look at me go. So I've had a really productive day. Marked off all my tasks, or maybe I haven't. Maybe there's a couple left. But if I go back into Outlook, in the action folder now, you can see instead of the little red flags, they're all marked done. That's great, isn't it? I was so productive. I even did the stuff that we set up for tomorrow. That's how awesome I am. But what's the quickest way now to tidy this up? Well, generally, I would arrange by flag. Well, flag status. So now it will be split into two lists: the ones that are done, the ones that are still there to be done. And I would just select all the ones that are done, and again use my first shortcut key to move them all into the complete or no action folder, and remove the flag and everything, so they don't appear as done tasks or tasks to be done or anything like that. They just go into the pile of stuff that is already dealt with. So really, quite a lot of your work in Outlook can come down to just quickly categorizing what you need to do with an email, and then Outlook will automatically flag for you what needs to happen. So, hope that's been a bit helpful to someone out there. As usual, any questions, give me a shout. Either give us a call at ESP Projects or drop me an email. and I can give you a hand with whatever you want. Take care. Bye bye.